Hello everyone, this is teacher Ahmed Al from the Palestinian schools in Doha, Qatar. Today I will explain to you Unit 3 grammar for the 7th grade. Let's get started. Our grammar lesson today is about the stative verbs. Grammar, stative verbs. So our lesson today will be about the stative verbs. Do you know how to use stative verbs like think, love, smell, and have? Look at these examples to see how stative verbs are used. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. I love this song. That coffee smells good. Do you have a pen? Grammar explanation. Stative verbs describe a state rather than an action. Describe what? A state rather than an action. So, they aren't usually used in the present continuous form. Clear, my students? Always remember this. Stative verbs describe a state rather than an action, so they aren't usually used in the present continuous form. Look at these examples. I don't know the answer. Not I am not knowing the answer. We don't use the verb know in the present continuous. It always comes in the present simple. She really likes you, not she is really liking you. Okay? He seems happy at the moment, not he's seeming. We don't say he's seeming. We say what? He seems, not he's seeming happy at the moment. Stative verbs relate to thoughts and opinions like agree, believe, doubt, guess, imagine, know, mean, recognize, remember, suspect, think, and understand. It also relates to, or they also relate to, stative verbs also relate to feelings and emotions. Feelings and emotions like dislike, hate, like, love, prefer, want, and wish. Stative verbs also relate to senses and perceptions. Senses and perceptions verbs like appear, be, feel, hear, look, see, seem, smell, and taste. Stative verbs also relate to position and measurement. Position and measurement verbs like belong, have, measure, the verb own, possess, and weigh. And finally, my students, don't forget what? Don't forget that stative verbs are always in the present simple form. We took the present continuous tense in a previous lesson, and we learned its composition. We learned that we form the present continuous by using a subject, a verb to be in the present tense, and a verb ending with its ing. Like this. I takes am. For example, I am working. You takes are. You're playing. He, she, and it takes is. He is talking. She is living. And it is eating. In addition, you learn that we and they takes the verb to be are. We are staying and they are playing. Some examples about the present continuous. They are playing football now. She is drinking coffee. The children are growing up quickly. The climate is changing rapidly. Your English is improving. Exercise 1, page 24. Read and think. What is the tense of these verbs? You are going to read some sentences, then to know the tense of these verbs. Then choose the correct words to complete the rules. Okay, my students, you are going first to read, then to answer the question, what is the tense of these verbs, then to choose the correct words to complete the rules. Are you ready? Okay, let's read them one by one. I think it's angry. I think it's angry. Do you understand, dogs? We don't always know what they are saying. It wants food. It wants food. I don't like dogs very much. She loves cats. What do you mean? Do you hear that noise? Okay, can you answer the first question? What is the tense of these verbs? Look here, subject and the verb. Here, understand. The third sentence, we don't always know. We don't always know. Here, wants after it. What's this tense? Did you recognize it? Yes, of course, it is the present simple. All these sentences are in the present simple tense. Okay, so our lesson today is the present continuous, but these sentences are in a special case. Okay, let's complete. Many verbs of thinking and liking, like here, think, love. Many verbs of thinking and liking, see the examples above, are not used in the present what? Of course, present continuous. So, in some cases, in the present continuous tense, we can't use the present continuous tense. We use the present simple even when we are talking about an action or a situation in the present continuous, like the above examples. Okay, so many verbs of thinking and liking are not used in the present what? In the present continuous, of course. Number two, we use the present what? Continuous or simple even when the action is happening now. We use the present what? Simple, of course. We use the present simple even when the action is happening now. Okay, number three, because many of these verbs are verbs of thinking, feeling, and liking. We often use them to express what? Opinions. Okay, number three again, we use the present simple when we are talking about the present continuous. Why? Because many of these verbs are verbs of thinking, feeling, and liking. Okay, my students, we often use them to express opinions. So when we are expressing our opinions, even in the present continuous tense, we use the present simple like these examples. I think, do you understand? We don't always know. It wants food. I don't like. She loves. What do you mean? Do you hear that noise? Is it clear, my students? Good. Let's move to the next slide. Exercise 2, page 24. Choose the correct words to complete the sentences. This exercise to check your understanding of the explanation in the previous slide. Number 1. We're watching a film and we enjoy or enjoying. It is good. As you learned before, if the verb is a verb of thinking or feeling or liking, we don't use it in the present continuous. We use it in the present simple. So we're watching a film and of course, we're enjoying. Why? Because it is not it is not, sorry, a verb of liking, feeling, or thinking. Let's move to the next sentence. We're watching a film and we love or loving. It is good. Yes. What type of verbs is this? Yes, of course. Love. Why? Because love is a verb of feeling. We can't say loving. Number 3. I'm hearing a noise in the kitchen. Is it a cat? Okay. Here. Is here a verb, an action verb, or a verb of thinking, feeling, or liking? Yes, of course. It is a verb of feeling. So we can't say hearing. The answer is I hear, of course. Number 4. He's reading a book in English. What do you think? We say read or reading? Yes, reading, it's an action verb. It is not a verb of thinking, feeling, or liking. So, he is reading a book in English, but he doesn't understand or isn't understanding. Of course, doesn't understand. Why? Because understand is a verb of thinking. Okay, let's wrap up now. Grammar. Verbs not usually used in the present continuous. Some verbs are not used in the present continuous form. Many are verbs of thinking and liking, so we can't use them in the present continuous. We use what? We use the present simple even when the action is happening now. Again, my students, as I explained before, we use the present simple even when the action is happening now. Okay? For the third time, we use the present simple, not the present continuous, even when we are talking in the current situation. We use the present simple even when the action is happening now. Why? Because many of these verbs are verbs of thinking, feeling, and liking. We often use them to express opinions. Is it clear, my students? Let's move to the next slide. Exercise 3, page 24. Put the words in the correct order to make the answers. Let's first read the sentences one by one. What do you think of this? It, I like, think, it is, I, interesting. 2. How do you understand this song? Some English, no, I, and to practice, I want. 3. Do you want some tea? Sorry, like, I, tea, don't, juice, I prefer. 4. Do you know Paul? Yes, here, and I, going to his, a new school. Number 5. Do you think the dog likes the ball? I, he, it, no, likes, look, his, tail, at. Okay, my students, now I'll give you some time to order the words, then we will complete the sentences together. Have you finished? Okay, let's do them one by one. Number 1, what do you think of this? Yes, I like it. I think it's interesting. 2. How do you understand this song? The answer is, I know some English and I want to practice. Perfect. 3. Do you want some tea? Sorry, I don't like tea. I prefer juice. Number 4. Do you know Paul? Perfect. Yes, and I hear he's going to a new school. 5. Do you think the Paul likes the Paul? Do you think the dog likes the Paul? What's the answer? I know he likes it. Look at his tail. Thank you very much. Teacher Ahmed Al was with you. I hope that you understood everything and enjoyed the lesson. See you in the next lesson.